Hello again, I'm Blunty, your personal video virtuoso, bringing you YouTube adventures that no one else on this planet can. Today I'm at the beautiful Darling Harbour in Sydney, home of the world's most gigantic IMAX screen, and I'm here to get a sneak peek at the new IMAX documentary called Hubble 3D. Which, as you may guess, is about the Hubble Space Telescope, and it's in 3D, much of which was filmed by NASA's own outer space astro people themselves, which is pretty awesome. But first we'll be taking a sneak peek behind the scenes but in front of the screens at the world's biggest IMAX with an exclusive invite into the projector room, a dark place of mechanical mystery that for many years now has been completely off limits to media and people like me.
What you've got in here essentially is a film projection booth, but in a sense a film projection booth from the land of the giants. Everything's scaled up massively. The IMAX film frame is 10 times greater than the size of a 35mm frame. So basically that's the scale we're working to. The film obviously is huge when it arrives. It doesn't arrive assembled, it actually arrives in cartons. Avatar came in 94 cartons. Obviously for a left eye and a right eye image for the 3D, obviously just a single eye image for the 2D films, and it takes the guys anywhere between 8 and 16 hours to assemble the film print. I think the thing that IMAX prides itself on, particularly with 3D, is that what works best for 3D is obviously the illusion of reality, and therefore the larger the screen, the more immersive the experience. And also the fact the audience is perpendicular to the screen. So the theatre architecture inside for the audience is set on the audience being exactly perpendicular to the screen. So that combination of theatre architecture and giant screen is obviously designed to enhance 3D. When we bought it, it was $1.6 million about 10 years ago. So it's certainly an expensive projection system. This is the IMAX GT projector. It's the best, largest projector that IMAX make. And it's designed to completely optimize the IMAX experience. 2 lamps in there, xenon lamps, 10,000 watts. The piping in the top is air and water cooled, because obviously it gets to a very high temperature. In fact, if at any stage our air conditioning cuts out, the projector goes into emergency stop straight away. The session's just coming to an end, so what the guys will be doing now is winding down the session and then rethreading for Hubble, which we'll see. Hubble being a 3D film will operate off two rewind units. One's a left eye, one's a right eye, and the guys will
Mighty movie mechanics and fast-flowing film aside, we sat down to actually watch Hubble 3D. And frankly, it was utterly breathtaking. Scene after scene, I sat slack-jawed in awe at the sheer beauty of the images being thrown up onto the gigantic IMAX screen. Now, I'm a man who has watched literally uncontrollable hours of documentaries on space and the universe. I love them, I can't get enough. And nothing has ever been this stunningly beautiful. As I mentioned in the intro, much of the film was actually shot by the NASA astronauts themselves, because sending a film crew into space would have been stupidly expensive and there's not enough room for them on the shuttle anyway. So it was just easier to teach the astronauts how to use the camera themselves. They're pretty smart people, I'm sure they picked it up quickly enough. You'll get a brief history of the Hubble Space Telescope and its magnificent knack of stripping away the mysteries of our universe while delivering some of the most splendiferously stunning images ever sucked from the vacuum of space. You'll also see the mighty NASA space people train and perform some of the most difficult spacewalks ever while they repair and upgrade the Hubble Space Telescope throughout its almost 20 years of service. And these to me were some of the most exciting sequences. Thanks to sitting in front of the world's largest IMAX screen and the film being in 3D, it was as close as I am ever going to get to knowing what it's like to be up there in the cold darkness of space. And at times it really did feel like I could just reach out and grab a hold of one of those floating space screwdrivers, and then completely screw up the Space Hubble telescope for years to come. I'm a bit sad that I've only got these still images to show you from the film, but to be frank, even if I had video of this film, this is YouTube and it would utterly fail to communicate the real experience of this movie anyway. The 45-minute long film is a love note to the Hubble Space Telescope and the rocket-powered men and women who put it there and kept it working so it could expose the celestial science and beauty of our universe. What I didn't like, though, was the voiceover dialogue, which to me felt really dumbed down. It was like I was being treated like a 5-year-old, and the attempts to come off as all deep and poetic just came out as lame, and they had me eye-rolling, which I don't really want to do because this film is all pretty and stuff, so rolling my eyes is bad. I could miss something cool. It was also narrated by Leonardo frickin' DiCaprio, who has always annoyed me. I've never liked him in anything he's been in, including this. I would have hired Sam Neill or someone like him who can come across as intelligent and deep and interesting, unlike Leo, who comes across like his head has all the substance of a space shuttle's cargo bay exposed to the vacuum of space. But aside from that, it was truly one of the most unique and beautiful cinema experiences I've ever had. So if you dig space like me, go see this, go see it in an IMAX cinema. Do not miss it. Do not wait for the DVD or whatever, just pony up the cash and go see it at its best, because it just won't be the same any other way. Here in Sydney, Hubble 3D will screen at the IMAX Cinema at Darling Harbour from the 12th of August 2010, and as the world's biggest IMAX screen, it's gotta be the best place in the world to see this film, but if you can't see it here, go see it somewhere else, because it's worth seeing. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's spectacular, it's a whole lot of other big words. Catch you next time.